Hello, and welcome to Sounding Board, a television production of Seroptimus International of Novato. My name is Madeline Peters, and my guest today is this lovely Amanda Boxtel, whom I will interview today and have her tell a little bit more about herself. But first, just a bit of a description on Seroptimus. Seroptimus' mission is improving the lives of women and girls through programs leading to social and economic empowerment. Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I realize it was quite an adventure, and you're here to tell your story, which is an amazing story of courage and perseverance and hope and faith and a vision for the future. So Amanda, this program is for you. Would you just please share a bit about yourself? And we'll just have a casual conversation today.
Sure, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm 47 years old. At the age of 24, I sustained a spinal cord injury that rendered me a paraplegic, and hence I'm in a wheelchair to this day. So for 23 years I've been paralyzed. It was due to a freak somersault while downhill skiing. I crossed my tips, I shattered 4 vertebrae in a split second, and it was almost as though I was shattering the illusions of my own immortality. An electric current zapped through my legs, they crumbled on top of me, and then there was nothing, as though someone had turned off a light switch. I had no movement or sensation below my pelvis. Ski patrol came. They asked me the words, what is your name? What's your full name? Where do you live? How many fingers do I have up? How many now? I responded. I was cognizant the whole time, yet fear in the most paralyzing, literal sense swept through my body. I knew that I was seriously messed up, that I was going to be injured for life.
You knew in that moment?
I knew in that moment that my life would be forever changed. They uncrumpled my body, they transferred me onto a backboard, held my head straight, and took me down on a toboggan behind a snowmobile. A couple of weeks later, in St. Anthony's Hospital, I had been flown in a flight for life to St. Anthony's Hospital in Denver, Colorado. And a couple of weeks later, a young doctor strode into my hospital room. He had been sent to deliver the bad news. His face screamed medical student. He's had a white coat and his face was almost younger than mine. And he said those words that resonated in every cell of my body. He said, "Amanda, you'll never walk again." And I can remember in my young, youthful, optimistic self, and I haven't changed, I'm still an incurable optimist, but I wanted to prove him wrong, the doctor and the guy upstairs, God. And I thought, okay, I'll walk out of here in 3 weeks, in 3 months, which quickly turned into a year, which turned into 3 years, 5 years. And I still wasn't walking. And I had taken acceptance out of my vocabulary. And so it's been, in the 23 years of paralysis, Madeline, it's been a real dance and a journey of acceptance and hope, and understanding that acceptance and hope can and must coexist.
Well, in this way, you're changing. You continue to change just by virtue of who you are and your experiences, the transformational event when you were in your 20s, and then that difficult time, as you said, weeks, months, years, and then moving through that to the person that you are now with the hope and vision that you have had for a long time and now are projecting and carrying on. It's certainly an amazing journey.
Thank you, and you articulated that beautifully. And it's through accepting who I am and the woman that I am this moment right here, right now, frees me to be hopeful for what the next moment might bring. And I've remained on the forefront of cutting-edge technology, always in pursuit of the best quality of life possible. And whether that means regenerative medicine and pursuing a stem cell journey that was very controversial in India, and regaining life and sensation in my lower extremities that had been dead for 16 and a half years, and feeling my body awakening, to now cutting edge technology in the realm of bionic technology, and how that can improve quality of life. And that's what it's about. It's how we can always look toward the best quality of life imaginable. And I say now to any person, if you hear those words, "you'll never walk again," from a doctor, let's rephrase those. I encourage doctors to say, well, yes, you can walk again, but it'll just be a little different. And that with the power of technology, now we can encourage people to stand up, fully weight bear on their legs, be in perfect biomechanical alignment, and have improved circulation. Be at eye level, have a delicious heart-to-heart hug, and have a better quality of life. Why not? And so that's what I'm here to do, is to bring that forth to the world. And yes, through faith, love, and hope. They're the three things the three qualities that have kept me going, that have compelled me to live, and to live a rich and full life.
But part of that also was your commitment to staying in peak performance to the extent that you could. You did not buy, "I'm confined to sitting."
No.
That's, to me, is a very, very strong part of your message that is part and parcel of this vision that you have, and the merging of technology and the hopefulness and the faith as well. But you've paid a lot of attention to your physical health and well-being and your strength, and I want you to speak to that.
Through my darkest hours, I would will myself and to say, "Amanda, it's up to you and you only. Destiny waits for no woman. You have to move your body." When we sit and we live in a sedentary lifestyle, our bodies begin to die. Our bodies are made for mobility. And so if you don't use it, you lose it, right?
I've heard that said in many contexts.
And I've witnessed that. And I just went through an intense spinal surgery last September. And the amount of time it took to rehabilitate, to regain my strength. We must move our bodies. Our organs are meant to hang. When I say we're made for mobility, our organs are meant to move. And that's what happens when we walk and when we're upright. And so it took time for me to turn my wounds into wisdom, for me to remove any self-imposed limitations and to live that rich and full life. And yes, I did many things. Adaptive technology enabled me to learn how to ski again after this horrific ski accident. I'm a better skier now than I ever was before. And I cross-country ski. I water ski. I'm going home to Australia on Thursday to kite surf. And so I do all of these things, yet while adaptive technology has enabled me to live this rich and full life, nothing had been invented that enabled me to learn how to walk again. And as the caterpillar never loses sight of its absolute, the butterfly, I held true to my vision of walking independently. And so why not? I knew, I had this uncanny insight that I too could get up and feel the tallness of my 5'7" frame. And to look out at audiences and to look across a room. So the psychosocial benefits are incredible, the emotionality around it, yet the physicality, just to feel better in my body. That's what it's about. And if we can bring that gift to the world, to the masses, through bionic technology, while regenerative medicine is catching up with stem cells, and at a parallel, we have bionic technology that is tangible hope. It is right here, right now, and that's where my hope lies.
Well, I think that's what appeals to me so much about the conversations we've had and what I've watched you do and how I see you're leading that sort of visionary movement of looking at what is it that we can do, what is it that we can do that helps us move forward and break down those barriers so that we're not saying, you'll never walk again, you'll never move again, you'll never be active again. You've turned that around, and in who you are carrying that message forward along with being at a point in time when this amazing research in these different areas is making this more than just a possibility, it's actual.
It's actual. And so I say, prepare your body to walk again because you can. So let's do it. Move, do everything you can to fully weight bear, to stand up on your legs, to prepare your bodies adequately. No longer is augmenting human potential a stretch of the imagination. Science is allowing us to dream big and to help others. And so for the first time in the history of assisted movement, we have another mobility option beyond the wheelchair that's been around for 1,500 years and is the universal symbol for disability. And beyond unpowered orthotics, we now have this other mobility option, which is the bionic exoskeleton suit or wearable robot. And we can talk about that and what it is.
Please, yes, I think this is so fascinating. It's talk about what this has done for you, and also to carry a little further, how you're using your knowledge and your leadership to enable this to happen for other people as well. So please, talk about your bionic legs.
So the bionic exoskeleton suit or wearable robot, I will be demonstrating just one of example of the exoskeletons out there on the market today. The exoskeleton I'll demonstrate today that I wear is called an Exo from Bionics, and they're out of Richmond, California. So not too far, just over the bay.
Yeah.
Yes, and a fantastic company. And so an Exo, but the other companies out there, we've got Rewalk, Indigo through Parker Hannifin is another really exciting company. I've walked in their exoskeleton, I love it, and it's only 25 pounds, and it can be donned in the wheelchair, and it comes apart in 3 different pieces. So there's other technologies. The Indigo is going to come out on the market, and the rehabilitation market this year, as soon as fall this year is what I've been told. And so then there's HAL from Cyberdyne out of Japan. There's these other manufacturers, Exoatlet out of Russia, that's come out with this most amazing suit. So I've created the Bridging Bionics Foundation, and our catchphrase is Bridging Mobility with Bionic Technology. And Bridging Bionics Foundation is trifold. We have a mission where our primarily, at the moment, is to educate the public, is to share with others what this technology is and what the potential is. What are the global marketing challenges? And through helping advance research and development, we can look toward a future where we can bring something that's more affordable, accessible, that minimizes the risk of falling, and has an exoskeleton perhaps in the future that is more functional for daily living. So what I will walk in today is a rehabilitation device, and that's what's out there at the moment. But let's look toward a future where it is functional for daily living. It's ultra lightweight, perhaps where it fits the body seamlessly like a glove, almost as though my own DNA becomes a part of the technology itself. And often we get caught up in the gee whiz potential of technology and its functionality. And what gets lost in the equation is beauty and design and individuality. And what separates us and what makes us individuals is our freedom of self-expression. So while I love, love, love this robot that you're going to see today, I want fashion. I'm a girl. I want it to have high heels. I want it to have color and to fit me, but more importantly, for it to express who I am on the inside. And so that's what I look forward to in the future. And I feel that the future of this technology will in fact become a convergence of robotics, of 3D printing, of nanotechnology, neural interfaces, and smart materials that will then bring this amazing undergarment of our future that I might be able to pull on like a pair of pants and to be able to just wear throughout my day, and that will augment my own potential and also almost resemble my musculature. So as opposed to an exoskeleton, why not call it an exomusculature so that it can really fit me and bring life to my limbs and help me move forward?
Well, I think that's what fascinated me in my earlier conversations with you, is the whole concept of 3D printing and robotics and design and humanizing technology. Because for many years, too, it just seemed as though assistive technology was always a thing, a device, whereas your description and your experience is really kind of flipping that thinking around. And I find that extremely fascinating. And you're in that leadership role right now in challenging people to think to something that's more personalized and individualized, and that possibility exists now.
Exactly. Our foundation is teaming up with some incredible groups for research and development so that we can look toward humanizing the technology. So it becomes more about how do we not just mechanize humans and throw a disabled person in what is a functional device, but how do we make it more organic and humanize the machines so it becomes made for us, and the individual becomes a co-creator of the design process.
I just want to mention your foundation because I think that's the real link that's helping to reframe
Yes.
how technology is used. Bridging Bionics Foundation out of Basalt, Colorado. And if people are interested, there's email is info@bridgingbionics.org, and you have a website. Well, I want to leave time for your demonstration. So, because I think that really what you do and how you humanize technology and how you challenge people to think beyond the conventions is really worth our time. So I'm very grateful to you for being here, and I want to give you enough time to demonstrate how you personalize technology.
Yes, and I would love to be able to have a heart-to-heart hug when we stand up. So shall we walk?
We shall walk.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Thanks for Bridging Bionics Foundation is, well, it's a relatively new foundation. We're looking toward making huge strides in this industry and partnering with some key industry players so that we can bring something that's more affordable and accessible to the masses.
Well, that's the
we
challenge
can drive
that I
the
see.
cost down
So it makes it more affordable, which is certainly the actions that you've taken within your local community and are spreading the word.
And that's what 3D printing will help us do as well, to individualize it but drive the cost down.
Good.
So let's move to the technology.
So why don't we stop this part and then move to showing us how you use your robot.
The microphone is not a part of the technology. Yet, I can describe very briefly what the exoskeleton is, and this is an exo. The outer shell is very similar to my internal bone structure. The motors that are about to power me up and help me stand are like my muscles, and the sensors are like my nerves that send signals to the computer, just like my nerves send signals to my brain. And that's the power of bionic technology right there. And let me come over and give you that heart-to-heart hug So, is this the first time you've seen me walk, Madeline? Come here. Just wait, hold on. Hi. Come here. Oh. See? That's empowerment.
This is Amanda.
Yes,
This is Amanda. This is Amanda. Thank you. This program is brought to you by Sounding Board, a public access service of Seroptimus International of Novato. My name is Madeline Peters, and my guest today is Amanda Boxtel. This production is not possible without the generous support of Seroptimus members, Freda Kaplan, Barbara Herwick, and our wonderful sound engineer, studio engineer Leon Johnson. And also many thanks to the Buck Institute for Research on Aging for allowing us to make public our programs by permitting the use of their television studio. Thank you very much.